We usually think of meaning as something that's, well, permanent, solid. But what if it isn't? What if what something means actually has a lifespan, a rate of decay, kind of like a physical element? That's the absolutely fascinating idea we're diving into today. And that question, right there, is where this whole thing kicks off. It asks you to imagine a world where significance isn't some constant, but a variable that just fades over time. This one single question sets the stage for a very, very unusual profession. So, if meaning can fade away, what do you do? Well, you'd probably try to stop it, right? In this world, that's exactly what they do. The profession is called meaning preservation, and it's all about extending the half-life of the things we care about. Okay, so get a load of this job description. Our protagonist, Vera Sable, she's not a philosopher or a historian, not in the way we think of them. She's more like a physicist of ideas, a technician of significance. She literally calculates how fast something is being forgotten, and then she steps in to fix it. So we first meet Vera in her office, which is described as this perfectly neutral ground, right? No stray meanings floating around that could mess with her work. This is where she helps people preserve things, like a family patriarch's last words or a company's founding mission. But then, one day, a client walks in with a case that just shatters all the rules. And this is where things get really interesting. A guy named Callum Drewe comes to Vera with a problem she has never, ever seen before. A single sentence that just refuses to lose its meaning. It won't decay. Just look at how wild this is. On one hand, you've got normal meaning, which fades and can be argued against. But then you have this statement. It doesn't fade. And when Callum tries to hit it with a counter-narrative, the counter-narrative just evaporates. He figures it has to be artificially maintained by these secret re-emissions, like little tune-ups that keep it powerful. So that's the billion-dollar question, isn't it? Callum has traced this thing back for thousands of years, and it's just as potent today as it was on day one. This is not natural. Someone or something built this thing to last. And look, this isn't just some abstract philosophical idea. It's real, it's tangible. When Callum finally tells Vera the statement, she feels its power. The book says the room subtly changes, the way a photograph changes when you realize what it's actually showing. The statement doesn't just mean something, it does something. So naturally, Vera's investigation kicks into high gear. She has to figure out not just the statement itself, but the hidden architecture, the ancient piece of engineering that's been keeping it alive for so long. Her research leads her to this wild term, an anamnetic anchor. Now, anamnesis means recollection. The best way to think about it is like a password you've forgotten. You don't remember it, but the second you see it, you instantly recognize it. The statement works by triggering this feeling that you've always known it, that it's just some obvious, basic truth. So that click you feel, that I've always known this feeling, that's the signature move of the anchor. And those re-emissions Colm talked about are the tune-ups that keep that trigger working. And who's doing this work? A secret group known only as the lineage. And just when she thinks she's getting a handle on things, the plot thickens. Vera tracks the last re-emission to a university library, and there, next to the statement in this old manuscript, is a little handwritten note. The count holds. So this isn't just about preserving something, it's about measuring something. A count. Okay, so this changes everything. Vera's not just asking how this is happening anymore, she's asking the big one, why? Why would anyone go to all this trouble for thousands of years? What is this ancient secret system actually protecting? I mean, the stakes just went through the roof, right? This clearly isn't about protecting some random piece of trivia or even a religious belief. The sheer scale and secrecy of it all, it implies that whatever they're sustaining is fundamental to, well, to everything. Okay, so here's the chain of logic Vera finally puts together. It's like a set of dominoes. The re-emissions by the lineage keep the anchor powerful. That power sustains belief in the statement. But here's the kicker. She realizes that belief in this one thing is like a load-bearing pillar for everything else. It holds up the very foundation that allows anything to have meaning. And this is the absolute mind-bender of a conclusion. The lineage isn't just maintaining one specific meaning. No, they're maintaining the capacity for meaning itself. They are propping up the basic background assumption that things can matter, period. Without this anchor, all significance would just start draining out of the world. So once she figures that out, we're suddenly in the final act. It's a race against the clock because she learns that this centuries-long project has an endgame. It has a finish line that they are desperately trying to cross. And that note she found, the count holds? Now it all makes sense. The goal is to get a specific number of people to hold this core belief so deeply that the whole system becomes self-sustaining. If they can just hit this threshold count, the maintenance won't be needed anymore. Meaning itself will be locked in permanently. And you want to see how close they are? It is unbelievably tense. The current count of these deep believers is 312. The number they need to hit is 333. After millennia of work, they are just 21 people away. They've never been this close. But right at this critical moment, bam! A personal bombshell gets dropped on Vera, the person in charge of this entire world-saving operation. The coordinator of the lineage is her own mother, a woman she was told died 14 years ago. And it gets worse. Here are the final, absolutely terrifying stakes. The coordinator's belief is so strong, so foundational, it counts for 11 people all by itself. But her mother is now actually dying, and as her health fails, her belief is fraying. If it breaks, the count plummets to 301, setting the project back by centuries. There's only one way to stop it. Vera has to take her mother's place. So what does Vera do? She steps up. She accepts. Her belief, plus that of her client Callum and another student who got pulled in, stabilizes the entire system. The count doesn't just hold, it actually inches forward to 314. The ancient project continues. And that really leaves us with a tough question to chew on, doesn't it? The story imagines a world where the very possibility of things mattering is this fragile, man-made thing, secretly maintained. If our own reality worked that way, would you even want to know? Would revealing the secret be worth the risk of it all falling apart?